Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Danny's Detours, where we talk about anything and everything life related, and consciousness is our canvas. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Oh, there's a little blackbird there, and I'm back out again. You already know the score by now, guys. My two favourite compadres in the whole wide world, Paddy and Willow. Yeah, so we're just going out and about on a bit of a... I don't know what he's growling at there, he's seen something. Yeah, we're just going out down our local canal again today. Like I always like to say, thank you so much for the love and support. I've had quite a few people reaching out to me via the DMs over YouTube. And also on TikTok as well. So yeah, the platforms are really starting to pick up and take off now, guys, which is absolutely fantastic to see. But yeah, it's a cracking day today, guys. The birds are out flying, Willow's having a drizzle, and yeah, it's just fantastic to see. You know what I mean? Get yourself out and about, and you know, enjoy what we've got in this life, which is abundance, because there's abundance everywhere, guys, you know what I mean? It's a bit like what I was saying, like, you know, when you think of abundance, a lot of people who want to think about attracting abundance, and where I think a lot of people slip up is they'll say, oh right, well yeah, I am abundant, I am this, I am that, I have lots of money in my life, you know, to obviously be the end product and attract it. But then they'll come home after a day at work or whatever that may be. We'll be spotted Willow, and they'll see like, no, come off that, and get off it, you're not having it. They'll see like a sink full of pots, and then they'll be like, oh, they'll moan about it, and they'll be like, oh God, I've got to do all that, or you know, and it's, but the way where they slip up and think about it is, well, wait a minute, is that not abundance? Because you've got an abundant amount of food, you know, you've got lots of cutlery, lots of, you know, obviously in your home. So it's the way you've got to retrospectively think about it, guys, is in there's abundance everywhere. But even if something that you perceive to be as a bad thing isn't a bad thing, because obviously you're mourning about it. I don't know if that makes sense, guys, but obviously, you know, you've sort of like got to take it as abundance being everywhere, you know, whether it be good or whether it be bad. And once we start to realise and implement these thought processes, then that's when our reality starts to change. But look at all these birds out here now. Absolutely fantastic. Best time of year is spring, guys, because that is literally when, you know, everything's going on, everything's brand new. The birds are nesting, you know, they're feeding all the young. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, but also I wanted to give a shout out, just a bit of an announcement to my wife, Mrs. Detours, because I don't know if you remember on the episode yesterday. If you've not checked it out already, guys, make sure you go and give that a watch, because that is a really good, you know, that's a really good video. But she took part in 5k race yesterday, which was called the Cotton Canter, and obviously she was racing against other people. I think there was about, in her category, there was around about, there might have been about like 14 other contestants, and believe it or not, she come first. So how good is that? And she got a time of I think it was 27 minutes, can't remember the actual time, 27 minutes something. So yeah, well done to my wife for that is absolutely fantastic. You know, it just goes to show, guys, you know, I remember around probably about 3 to 4 months ago, and my wife, literally, she could not run for 2 minutes without getting out of breath. But I suppose I've helped her a lot on that journey, because obviously I was hearing her saying a lot of these things like, oh, I can't run, I can't this and I can't that. And I was like, well, I just said, well, wait a minute. It was about for 1 minute that you scribble out the T I can, because guess what, guys? You can. You can do anything. If you want to do anything in your life, it all starts with your process of your mindset, and it all starts with you changing because your words are spells, guys, you know, and whatever we speak out into this existence, we are telling the universe. So if you turn around and you say, oh, I can't run, you've just told the universe what you can't do. Oh, these little duckies here. You've literally just told the universe, guys, what you cannot do. So what will then project out into your reality, it will give you everything that attracts or like aligns to them words in which you've just spoken out into the universe. It's as simple as that, guys, you know what I mean? So you always just got to remember that. Always be aware of what you're thinking. You know, sometimes if you just stop yourself, and if you're having a bad day or you're thinking negatively, you just stop yourself and think, well, why am I thinking like that? You know, what's causing these thoughts to come into my mind? And then just start to change it, or just start to question it. Do you know what I mean? And it's pretty easy, guys, you know. You've just got to always be aware. And then once you start to like change your thought process, and you start to like proclaim to the universe and say, I am amazing, you know, I am healthy, thank you. Show that love, show that gratitude, and pass that on to other members. And you know, and because once you start to change your energy, your vibrational frequency, then everything else starts to change. You know, everything else starts to change. I noticed the smogging us out again up top, but listen, we can't control that, guys, you know what I mean, because that is not in our control. All we can worry about is ourselves, you know, and helping each other, and obviously like vibrating on, you know, changing our thought processes and what we think and what we know and what we believe, and just like being the best versions of ourselves. But it is a nice day though, guys, I will say that. Right, I'm going to let Willow and Paddy off now because they keep pulling. He's after all sorts this morning there, aren't you? So yeah, just a few things for you to think, but obviously, yeah. Right, come on you two, hey, come on, this way. Just a few things for you to think about there, guys, you know, obviously, and obviously my wife, like, it just goes to show, you know, you can do anything in life, you know, as long as if you want to do something, you just set your mind to it, and you tell yourself what you are. And I gave her the confidence, and I told her, I said, listen, there's nothing stopping you doing anything. There's nothing stopping you doing anything in this life, so I think we're going to walk this way. Come on, this way. Paddy's been stubborn this morning. You know, there's nothing stopping you doing anything. The only thing that's stopping you is yourself. You know, so always be aware of that. And don't make excuses as well, guys. Because the only excuse is yourself. There's a higher version of yourself existing somewhere in another realm that is already a multi-millionaire, that is already healthy, that has already got everything that they've already dreamed of, you know. And it's just waiting for you to tap into it, and for you to align with it. Once you get into alignment, it's not about wanting, it's about being. It's about knowing who you are and what you are. So yeah, but just get down here. It's a cracking park, this though, when you think about it, because there's so many nice little trails just to walk down, and you know, I always love coming out on a Sunday as well because it's nice and quiet. There's a few people knocking about, but other than that, Paddy, come on, Paddy. Yeah, so like I always say, thank you so much for the love and support, you know. Really happy with the way the channel's going. And also, guys, I know I mentioned it yesterday, but check me out on TikTok, because I do a few videos on there. It's Danny D284. The link to my TikTok is in the description below. Also, give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram. I'm also on X as well, so, and I do share a lot of, I do a bit of a different variety on X, but I am involved with a few other little bits and bobs on X, so if you want to go over there and check that out, you know, I really would appreciate it. But like I always say, thank you so much for the love and support. But from me, Danny D Tours, Paddy and Willow, love you loads, peace.